Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not, funny show, reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to be reviewing the 9th episode of The Equalizer, coming to you from CBS and streaming on Paramount+. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. The Equalizer, Episode 9, entitled True Believer. And hey, you know an episode's starting off right when there's some rando with blood all over himself trying to convince his wife that everything's fine. Of course, you know it's not fine. And a wife's intuition, am I right? Well, this woman, she decides, hey, her husband, he's been too suspicious lately and everything. He's been weird and secretive. And also, seriously, there's a shirt full of blood that's clearly not his. So what the hell is this guy up to? Am I going to have to turn him into the police? Let me turn to the Equalizer first. And that sets the whole ball in motion. What we find is that Robin, she starts to see the signs that, what's wrong with this guy who he's talking about he's going to make his wife proud and everything like this. And, nothing good can come of all that. So it's a little bit of, I'd like to say NCIS slash, CSI technical tomfoolery that, she and her team get up to. They see, hey, he and a group of 4 men were leaving, a garage late at night, and there was blood and everything. One of them gotten cut, and one of the people that he was with was also a police officer. So just a little bit of digging, not too much work on the part of the resident hacker, and they find out, yeah, this guy's been he's been seduced by the alt-right and QAnon-ish conspiracy stuff, and he's become a member of I guess a little group called the Truth Trappers. You know what, writers, you guys could come up with better names than that, even though it's funny, but still, the Truth Trappers. And so what we proceed with the rest of this episode is what I call a rip straight from the headlines sort of deal that shows like this like to do. NCIS and CSI, etc., like to do sorts of episodes where things are happening in the real world, and somehow they've got to address it on a show like this. In this case, it's the case of a down on his luck, he's been fired and everything, and he's been out of work. A family man, a white male, straight male, that's basically been radicalized by online chatter on a social media site. And hint, not it's on the Squawkus, aka not Parler. Parler, if you don't know, is it's a alternative to Twitter that a lot of conservative, people flock to because Twitter apparently is just too liberal or something. So the whole point of this entire thing is, and in a way, it's to illustrate, political happenings going on in our society right now, and the way people get radicalized and echo chambers and all that fun stuff, but also to sort of show, hey, from the words of the CEO of the Squawkus app, that they're just monetizing the anger and the hate and everything that goes on the platform, while exploiting that for money, but also sort of going, we don't have anything to do with this. We're just a platform. We don't, we're not going to police this. And so I guess, again, to show how a family man like that can be radicalized to eventually be involved in a bomb plot to, attack basically immigrants later on down the line. Of course, there's a little bit more to it than that. There is, of course, the fact that since there's a bomb that could go off anywhere in New York City, Robin has to more or less contact her one person in the whole precinct, I guess the whole NYPD, that might listen to her, Detective Dante, let him know that there is, in fact, a bomb plot going on. At the same time, she of course runs down her leads they said there was a police officer involved. So that police officer has to, be investigated. And unfortunately, this is one of those instances where her go it alone, I'm an agent sort of, her tactics actually kind of get in the way of the, law enforcement doing what they're supposed to do, which in this case was going to be surveil and, catch red-handed the dirty officer. And, and underneath all of that, of course, is the fact that the DA wants Detective Dante to bring her in as soon as they solve the whole bomb plot. Much of the things that happen in here, unfortunately, I'm gonna give some negative points to this episode for the exposition heavy kind of talking. They do the whole tell don't show bit where they're standing around more or less telling each other, aka you the audience, what exactly is going on in this whole episode. In particular, talking about the radicalization and all that stuff. There's explanation, and it is unfortunately just a little too. It's not just that it's talky. I don't mind the talking. I mind the fact that it's explicitly about, info dumping, all over you, and it's not. It doesn't come off as super entertaining. It just comes off as you're reading a Wikipedia article out loud to somebody. Don't like that particular point. The actual plot itself, pretty rudimentary. Some guys with a bomb. They're taking back this country for the real Americans, and all this other stuff. I get the ideologies that's said about it, and Robin can't punch, kick, or shoot her way out of this particular situation. And in fact, the police officer who was involved, who materially involved, and probably is the ringleader of this particular group of 4 men, he has pretty much set himself up so that he is, untouchable. I did think it was interesting. He relied on the blue wall of silence, in particular, getting a union rep and a lawyer, because he's a cop. And the other cops comment to Dante, even though he's certain that the cop is dirty and that he's the one that's doing, he's behind this whole plot. The other officers are like, this doesn't look good. We're arresting a cop. As if arresting another cop is somehow bad in and of itself, even if the cop may actually be bad. There's this blue wall of silence, the code of silence, whatever you want to call it. They don't want to arrest a cop. They want to treat him with kid gloves, give him all these protections, et cetera, et cetera. But then at the end of the day, when they've done all this work to make it hard to, investigate, prosecute, and convict a police officer, once they're convicted, he's just a bad apple. So I don't think that's exactly what they meant to say, but that is a message that I got from this. Beyond that, there is there's a whole bit of Robin using her profiling / interrogation skills in a way where it doesn't involve, thumb screws or anything like that. No torture, just talking a man down from a perch that he didn't want to be in the first place. This man was like a cat that ran too far up a tree, that he thought it was a good idea. Now he's out on a branch. He needs help getting back down off of it. And she does so by, just connecting with him as a parent and understanding his struggles and his frustrations and his fears, and getting him to understand that, he's so far away from the man that he wants his sons to, know him to be, that he's not a murderer, that he's not any of that stuff, that he allowed other people to take advantage of his fears and his, sense of inadequacy, etc., and got him radicalized. And she's able to talk him back away from that ledge and to help him remember who he really is and what he really wants out of life. And in so doing, does help him, help make the case against them. And at the same time, helps to find out where the other bomb is. And when she does go find the bomb, she teams up with Detective Dante and a couple of officers. They find the bomb, and of course, Robin, she's the Equalizer. She's the star, so she does know how to defuse bombs. Apparently, it's not a super sophisticated bomb, but she does defuse it and prevent a major catastrophe. In so doing, of course, Dante has to reveal his hand that they saved the city. Now they have to arrest her. But you know what? That sounds really good. It sounds really good. You're going to arrest Robin McCall, who can chop Saki anybody to death. And she doesn't do that, but she does get the drop on the police and rolls out and gives Dante a chance to take a shot or somehow try to arrest her. And you know what? He's a white knight. He just can't. He can't do it because she literally just helped save a lot of lives in the city. And that ultimately leads Dante to say, hey, DA, I know this will make my career, but I can't do it. I've just proven to myself I cannot be the one that takes the shot or tries to take her down. And he moves on from her case. Attached to all this whole thing, and probably maybe one of the reasons why this episode doesn't work quite as well is the lack of family time. The family time essentially, rolls around to the fact that Delilah wants to make some TikTok video, choreography videos with her mom, and Robin's like, that's the way I keep y'all safe, is I don't ever get on social media. Nobody can identify me. It is telling that earlier in the episode, one way that Robin is sort of identified is by the friend of Detective Dante, who works in one of the security agencies and tracks down Robin by her, a one picture that got through the whole dragnet that, erased her from the military. And he literally says, hey, just if you like yourself, stop digging for this woman. Just you don't want to know who she is. But back to the fact that, Delilah wants her to do a TikTok video, and of course her stepmom has been doing them, so Robin has to sort of step and be like, okay, I'll do a TikTok video. And she makes a big deal about getting on social media, and then of course they cover them with cat faces. So I'm like, what were you even bothered by? There's literally filters that'll keep that from from identifying you. Come on, you can't be that out of touch. You can't think, oh, there's some way I can cover myself up. It felt a little tacked on, gonna be honest. So, but at the end of the day, Robin saves the day, and Robin and her team save the day. Dante is integral to the whole situation. It's a very nice and satisfying ending. So overall, I did like the episode. I just didn't really like the exposition dump that occurred several times within the episode. I get what they were trying to quickly explain to people who may not understand or know these sort of things about radicalization and the stratification of social media and echo chambers, et cetera, and all that stuff. Maybe they don't quite understand that stuff. I get it, but it just felt like it felt out of place. Really, I have to be honest that they have to sit and explain to each other such things. But again, I did like it. So, what did you guys think of this episode? And what did you think of my review? Why don't you get down in the comments and let me know what you think? And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. We can chop it up about the Equalizer as it swiftly is coming to a conclusion for the season. In fact, the season's finale is this coming Sunday. So let's get all ready for that. And hey, are you a member of the Super Not Funny Show family? What? You're not? Well, what are you doing? Get down there, hit that subscribe button, and you can always hit the notification bell so to let you know when we are dropping new content. And we do that every week. We're doing new reactions, new reviews, anything else that floats our pop culture boat, like the Super Not Funny Show Supercast, where me and my friend Lottie, we talk about all things superhero related, in particular in media outside comic books. And that's real fun. You can go check that out down in the channel. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, join me next week for the season finale of The Equalizer. Until then, I have been Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll check you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!